I say the words, any children or anyone feeling childlike this morning, will she run towards me? No?
She very well might if you let her.
Hi. It's okay. It's perfectly okay. Probably. Yeah.
Because
No, It's okay, I get that a lot. In fact, actually that's a really good intro to the story. But before we do the story, first of all, happy Father's Day. But also, it's also very important that we remember that there are birthdays today, Damien. It's Damien's birthday today. I'm sure there are others this week. And for anyone else who's having a birthday, please feel free, in Ponoka, feel free to sing happy birthday. Or if you know the birthday song that we sing here, please feel free to sing that. But we're going to sing the birthday song. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. May you feel Jesus near every day of the year. Oh, happy birthday to you, oh, happy birthday to you. Have the best year you've ever had. Can I get an amen on that? Amen. Thank you. It's a lot of enthusiasm for him. Had a lot of coffee today. Okay. Yeah. So I actually don't have much of a story this morning because we're going to watch one in just a second. It's really kind of cool. But I just want to say, if you have pets, do you talk to your pets? Yes. Talk to your pets. Not like, oh, you're such a cute little bunny. But actually talk to your pets. Because I do. I talk to Chewy. Yoda, I tried talking to Yoda, but he falls asleep. Others do that, don't they, Lord? I talk to Chewy a lot, and here's why I talk to Chewy. Because I can tell him, first of all, I can tell him anything, and I know he's going to tell anyone else.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't tell you. No. He might tell Jace, and then Jace might tell. But I know he doesn't understand the words, although every now and then I say a word and he goes. I know he doesn't understand the words, but he always looks at me like he's listening. Right? Do you know what I'm talking about? Where you know they have no idea what you're saying, but just the very fact that it looks like he's listening, and he looks right at me, and sometimes it's not like he understands the words, but he gets the tone, right? And it seems like he if you're sad, he gets that. If you're happy about something, he gets that. Either way, he's going to lick your face, but he listens. It seems like he's listening. And it reminded me how important it is. We always talk about one or the other. But you need two things, right? You don't just need to be able to talk, you also need for somebody to listen. And particularly when it comes to stories from people whose culture or background is different to ours, we have a tendency to not do that. In fact, historically, we intentionally try to end those stories and take away the language that comes with those stories and the imagery that comes with those stories. And now that people are starting to talk more and use their own images and their own language, it's very important that we listen. And here's the tricky part. The reason I think we stop listening is because we think we don't understand. But you don't have to understand exactly. What you have to understand is that they get to tell their story sometimes. Right? Even if you don't understand it, don't turn off. Listen. First of all, because you might learn, right? We might learn. But secondly, because the really important part is they get to tell their story. And maybe 2 or 3 times they might tell that story and people might not understand, but somebody's going to understand. And even if they don't understand the exact words or the exact language, they're going to understand the meaning. Right? They're going to get whether it's a story of sadness and grief, whether it's a story of joy, whatever it is, they're going to get that. So it's really important to make sure that we listen, even if we're not sure we understand where this is going. And whatever you do, when you listen and you think you understand where it's going, don't jump in and say, I know where this is going. Let them tell the story, right? I keep telling Chewy that when he licks my face. But that's a really important thing, because particularly with Indigenous peoples, they're reclaiming their language, and they're not just their language of speech, but their language in images, right? Which is why things like this project that's in our PowerPoint from Roncesvalles United, why things like that are so important. But it is also very much about language and how we might, how people find their talk, is why I'm going to say that, simply because that leads me into a really great story. There's an author named, oh, come here. This is by Rebecca Thomas, and it's called I'm Finding My Talk. And Rebecca Thomas is Mi'kmaq from, I think she lives in Halifax now, or somewhere in Nova Scotia. But this is a story about finding her talk. And it's illustrated by Pauline Young. But what they've done with this is they got together with the Nova Scotia Symphony and a composer named India Gailey and created this way of telling this story. This is I'm Finding My Talk by Rebecca.